it's Laynie and welcome to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Leave it down below. You know I love hearing from you. I cannot believe today is February 1st when I'm sitting down to film. I honestly woke up today and was like, oh my gosh, it's February. I need to film my tray. Because I am honestly so ready to switch it up. I don't know what it is with the January tray, but I really just have not been feeling it. About midway through the month, I was getting pretty bored, so I'm very excited to switch it up. If you want to hear my thoughts on what I wore in the month of January, see what I'm going to pick up in the month of February, this month right now, then make sure you click that subscribe button, join the fam, you won't regret it, and yeah, let's just get started. I did successfully use up one this month, which is so exciting. When you have this large of a collection, it doesn't happen a lot, so I'm really ecstatic to say I have one fully done. That was a goal for the month of January. This is Clinique Cookies and Kisses, which I honestly really do love. I actually used it both on myself and as kind of a room refresher throughout my house. It is warm, cozy, a little sweet, a little spicy. There's a pimento note in here that I really love. If you like Miimmiic demi but want something very on a budget, less sophisticated, this does have a similar vibe to it because of that sweet, kind of powdery, warm, yummy pimento. So I really did enjoy this, but I'm very glad to have it used up because this bottle is just awkward in my storage and it just looks weird with my other full-size bottles. The other smaller size I had on the tray is the Clean Reserved Whipped Cherry. I honestly do really like this, but it is not what I was expecting. With it being called Whipped Cherry, I expected to get some cherry. Honestly, I really don't get cherry. There is a slight fruitiness in the opening, but it's kind of an indistinct fruity. You could tell me it's just about any fruit and I would believe you. I really mainly get that very whipped vanilla, and I do really like that. I don't know if I need a full bottle of it. It does remind me a lot of Cloud Pink, which I already have in my collection. I still have 4 Marseille samples on my tray. I used up Essence Vanille, which was definitely my favorite. I just don't find myself reaching for these. They're a little bit out of my comfort zone. They're not really easy reaches. I'll keep them on the tray to maybe use them up, but they're not totally my thing. I'm going to quickly run through some additions to this month. These were an impulse buy at the grocery store. These are Jovan, which has been around forever. I think their gardenia fragrance has been around literally for ages. And this just caught my eye. There was a tester at the grocery store and I was like, okay, sure, you know I want to smell it. This is I Want You to Want Me, and it was buy one, get one free. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to do it, right? And this smells really good, really sexy, ambery, a bit spicy, a little musky. Very sexy fragrance. If you're on a budget, this would be a great one for a date night. After I got it home and I wore it, I was like, why does this smell so familiar? And then I looked at Fragrantica and people were comparing it to Black Opium. I definitely get that these are similar. I don't want to go out and say it's a dupe, but my goodness, it does smell very similar. So now it is a little redundant in my collection because I do have that one. But for a cheapie, honestly, not a bad reach at all. And then this is Skin I'm In. It was labeled a clean musk. Yes, it is musky. It is a little fresh laundry. This is something I would wear to the office, to the gym. It almost goes a little unisex, honestly. I actually kind of could see myself reaching for this one more, just because I do have Black Opium. And then for Christmas, I did pick up some dossiers because they had a really crazy deal on Amazon. Buy one and get 2 free. Like, what? Of course. You know I had to pick some up. The Fruity Jasmine is supposed to smell like J'adore, and it does smell like J'adore. This is not bad at all, but I do feel like there's just a little something missing that doesn't make this as alluring as J'adore. Like, it's just a little flatter. Ambery Cedarwood is supposed to smell like Alien, and honestly, it really does smell like Alien. But again, I feel like this one is a little toned down version. It is my scent of the day. I do think it's really pretty. I find the florals in here very creamy, the way they blend in with the amber and vanilla. I do really enjoy this. I find myself reaching for this one way more than the J'adore dupe. You guys, I am failing on one of my New Year's resolutions so far. I told myself I was going to do more shorts, and I keep thinking I need to do a short about these 2 fragrances, and the weeks fly by and I haven't done it. So my apologies, but I need to get with it. Heavy Cream by Fleur. I really like it, but I will tell you the opening is weird to me and you have to get past that. I do not like the initial blast. I don't know, there's something kind of plasticky about it, almost kind of waxy candle-like. It's kind of weird, but then as it settles down and that creamy sweetness starts to come out, I do enjoy it more. I do like this fragrance, but the opening does kind of throw me for a loop. When I first sniff it, I'm like, oh, what's going on? I don't like that. I find that I really like pairing this with other fragrances that I wish were a little smoother. I think it does a really good job of softening other fragrances. I do get a slightly heavy cream vibe in the fact that there's something a bit savory in here, and I think that is kind of what I'm picking up in the opening, and I don't always love a savory fragrance. It's not always my thing. I'm definitely more of a freshy, a floral, a sweet, savory, not so much. But again, the sweetness and the creaminess does come out to play more. So I am enjoying using this for layering. I haven't worn it much on its own. And then Vanilla Skin is really lovely. It is a woody, sweet vanilla in the truest sense. There's nothing groundbreaking about this, but it is just so ultra likable because it's just very, very, very creamy, sweet vanilla with some really nice woods in there to ground it. Honestly, lovely. I love wearing this. I actually really love wearing these two together. Interesting, I picked up my Liebe Intense, and I don't know, but I didn't enjoy it. My nose is shifting, you guys. I'm going through something. My nose is changing. I used to be absolutely blown away by this one, but I don't know. There's just something that I'm not loving about it, and I thought this would be the time to wear it. It's been very cold outside, and I thought this is syrupy. It is cold weather for sure, and I think I'm picking up a very masculine edge to this that I didn't when I wore it in the past. Another one that just recently, I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, my nose has just been going through something. It's almost like a fragrance fatigue. This is Kayali's Vanilla Royale Sugar Patchouli. Again, this was another one that recently, as I've been picking it up over the month of January, I just wasn't vibing with it. There's something I'm picking up in the opening that is coming across very Carmexy to me all of a sudden. Carmex chapstick, my dad always used that when I was growing up in the harsh winters here in the Midwest, so like I know that smell, and there's something very Carmexy in the opening to this. I can say as I wear this, when I give it a good hour, then I really enjoy the dry down because the creme brulee notes, the brown sugar, those kind of come out more. It gets a little fluffier, but there's something about, I think it's the rum, the oud, that booziness in the opening is giving me Carmex vibes, and I don't love that. I don't think it's just the fact it's boozy that's just rubbing me the wrong way, because I really enjoyed Navatu's Chocolate Queen in the month of January. This is also a boozy fragrance. This has a Irish cream note in there that I find absolutely delectable, yummy. I am a chocolate lover, okay? I love chocolate. I don't love chocolate fragrances typically. This one though is done so perfectly. This is very smooth, creamy, sweet, a little boozy, and a little nutty. And it's like that combination is so good. This one could be unisex, but I do think it wears really beautifully on a woman. I actually wore this to my work holiday party, and I felt like it was perfect. I get really good wear and longevity out of this. I do really enjoy this fragrance. It's not super versatile for me because it really is like wintry vibes, holiday vibes. Speaking of booze, another one I just not sure about. Letta 20 Bourbon Brulee. There is something in the opening that I actually really love in this. There's this sweetness, and I think it's a caramel note, but it's not a typical caramel scent to me. It's kind of a milky caramel. It's candy-like, it's sweet, but in the dry down, the sweetness pulls back on this one, and a smokiness comes forward, and I'm not typically a huge smoke fan. I do love By the Fireplace for a couple days a year. Not an easy reach for me. It's not an all occasion. I thought this one with the caramel notes and stuff would lean a little more gourmand, feminine. There's something about the smokiness that comes out in here that I just don't love. I'm not willing to say I don't like her yet. Maybe it needs to sit longer. I did not like Vanilla Nera. It took like a solid year of sitting in my collection before I fell in love with her. So I'm hoping the same thing happens with this one. But right now I'm just not sold on it. Flower Bomb by Victor and Rolf. I just love this fragrance. It is a yummy, sweet tea fragrance. It is very ultra feminine in my opinion. This one to me could kind of be an all occasion. I think daytime, nighttime, office, date night, like you can really do a lot with her. But I can also see how it's not going to be for everybody. I do pick up a patchouli in there that I think not everybody will love, but I honestly think it plays really nicely with the sweetness in this fragrance. One I finally picked up because I hadn't reached for it in forever. I mean, like since I bought it like 2 years ago. It's just one of those that I like look at in my collection and I never had the like, yeah, I want to wear that. But I was like, no, you're putting it on the tray, you need to wear it. This is Boy Smells Vanilla Era. And this is one that when I smell it on the atomizer, I don't like it. This has a really green kind of nose piercing sharp note in there that I don't love. I feel it up in my sinuses, but when you wear this on your skin, the vanilla that comes out is just beautiful, honestly. This is one that sold me at Sephora because I actually didn't think I liked it, sprayed some on just to be sure, and then as I was walking through the mall, kept falling more and more in love with it. But again, I just never had the to wear it, and I'm glad I put it on the tray because the days I wore this, I honestly really did like it. It really becomes a beautiful vanilla in the air around you. Don't fully go off that initial smell from the atomizer because that's not my favorite. I really do love Donna Born in Roma Intense. If you love powdery ambers, very rich on the amber, you will like this. I love an amber note. It's probably up there in some of my top favorite notes. I definitely feel like the bottle is a bit sexy. You could wear this on date night and it would make a great date night fragrance because it is a bit alluring. It is a little sexy. It is very feminine. But I honestly feel comfortable wearing this in the day. I just spray a little bit less. I was not totally sold on Forbidden Sugar when I first got it and first sprayed it. There was something a little lackluster about it. As it's sat, I feel like it's gotten better. There is a really fun, yummy candy marshmallow note in there. There's also some soft florals, a bit of honey. Another one that is not groundbreaking in my collection at all, but I do think this is a fun one to reach for. This is one that I find the opening to be really like happy and a bit bright. And then the dry down is kind of sweet, fluffy, up my alley. So I do enjoy this. One that is, the hype is real, you guys. It really is real. I fell for the hype. I decided to pick up Angham because I actually did not love Burberry Goddess the first few times I smelled it. And then another one, I sprayed it on while I was at Sephora, walked around some and kept getting wafts of it, and I was like, I do really enjoy this, but I really didn't want to pay the price tag for it. Like, I enjoyed it, but I was like, you know, I don't really need more fragrance. Do I want to spend the hefty price tag? And then this one just kept getting raved about, and it was so affordable, I had to test it out. This is one that I do feel like initial blast is a bit harsh, so you do kind of have to live in this for like 20-30 minutes, but in here you get a really lovely, zesty, a bit herbal vanilla that really makes a very soft, sweet cloud around you. The ginger really does something lovely in here. I think this has really great performance for the price. I personally actually like the looks of the original bottle better, but for the price, it is a really, really good option. Now, here's something interesting. I see things sometimes on Fragrantica and I'm like, no, I don't agree. What? And then all of a sudden my mind has changed and I'm like, nope. They were right all along. I do actually think these two smell a lot alike. This is Kayali Vanilla 28 and this is the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods. And I cannot believe how much in the deep dry down these actually smell alike. Like a lot. The opening of Vanilla 28 is a little more vanilla forward and a little bit more powdery in that opening, where Vanilla Woods is a bit more juicy in the opening. This one is new to my collection. I got this for Christmas and I was so freaking excited because I've loved this for a long time. But now that I have them side by side and I like wore one day this one day and then this the next, and then I went back and forth, I was like, oh my gosh, these are way more alike than I expected. So like now this is a bit redundant in my collection because I already had this one and I like this one more. I can't believe I'm saying it because I'm a pretty big Kayali fan, but the juiciness in this one is so appealing to me right now. I'm telling you, I've done a 180. I went from not being into freshies, juicy fragrances, fruity fragrances, and now all of a sudden, like that's what I'm craving. And now I'm kind of craving the juicy, the freshy, the musky. Like what is going on? I know, I'm as shocked as you are. If I had to pick between these two, like I still like this one. But like I really love this one. Now it is time to go look at the collection and figure out what I want to reach for in the month of February. If I'm being honest, I am just so over winter, the dreariness, the cold. I just want sunshine and outside time. So I'm like over winter. But winter is not over with us yet at all. Here in the Midwest, it can be very cold, even snowing like through March. So we got 2 more months. So I can't fully go like I am craving like this. Summertime in a bottle. I want sunshine. I want happy. I'm over the winter. Winter blues are so real, at least for me. I do not love this time of year. I feel blah. But we're not there yet. So I need to stay focused. The month of February is romance. Even though I'll be working this Valentine's and we're celebrating my daughter's birthday around Valentine's. So this year, like we're not doing anything crazy romantic or anything. We might sneak away for a quick dinner, but I still kind of want to stick with those vibes. Like why not like play into the fun of February? I'm thinking romantic, flirty, pink, red, things like that. So I do think I will pick up this one, Cacharel. I think I will pick up, maybe this one. My daughter loves this one from Claire's. Ooh, hello. I might pick that up. Ooh, I might pick this one up. There's so much to consider. BRB. All right, I decided to go pretty light in the month of February. This is probably the lightest I have gone in quite a while on a tray. Usually I get browsing and I just see so many things I want to play with. But easy in the month of February just sounds good. And then I can really wear each fragrance. So what I reached for, like I said, sticking with that theme of flirty, fun, February, Valentine's Day. So I went with mainly pinky red bottles was kind of the inspiration. So I had to pick up Yara. Haven't worn her in quite a while. This one is a love it or a hate it fragrance, but I honestly like really enjoy her. Very, very girly, fun, playful. One that I took out of my collection and brought back in. This is Cherry Delice, and it's funny it's called cherry because there's actually strawberry in there, but it is very fruity, powdery, smells a lot like Burberry Her, but a more thick, rich, syrupy version. Honestly, you would not need both in your collection, but if you're looking for one on a budget, this is so affordable and the bottle is stunning and it is heavy. Miimmiic's 52, which is their dupe of strawberry milk. This one is kind of zesty fruity. I believe there's ginger in there. Not one I reach for all the time, but I do enjoy it. I've never smelled the real thing. One that I picked up because my husband is obsessed with it. This is Lipstick Fever, and it's interesting how noses are different because I never thought this would be one I'd put on and my husband would be like, what are you wearing? That smells so good. But he has told me multiple times how much he loves this one. He'll like just smell it down here because he likes it so much. This is a very like woody, iso-y, super with a lipstick raspberry in there. Finally picking up one of my most expensive bottles. I have 2 bottles that hold a special place in my heart because I got them at a niche shop in Miami. This is one of them. Definitely on the more pricey side in my collection. I believe this cost, I think it was like $160 or $180, which is like up there. I normally don't do that, but I'm like, when on vacation, all right, I'll do it. And this is a very jammy, rich, fruity, powdery fragrance. But at the same time, it's very soft, a little understated, not really in your face. It's very approachable. I've worn this to work. My coworker came down the hallway like, oh, you smell so good, what are you wearing? And I don't reach for it often just because of the price tag. And it's always a risk when I have my perfume tray upstairs that my daughter's gonna get her hands on something, but what the heck? I spent the money on it, I should wear it, right? So I'm going to in February. Had to. Pink sugar is just like a hello, have to if I'm thinking Valentine's. Definitely a very toasty sugar fragrance. Again, one, people love it or they hate it. I do love this, especially on a cold night. Spray it on your scarf. It is so warm and toasty. A lot of people say this smells like cotton candy, but I feel like Skylar's Boardwalk is cotton candy. It is like the pink and blue cotton candy. This to me is really like a very toasted sugar. I get a whole lot of that toastiness in there, which I think makes this a little bit grown and sexy, but not everybody feels that way. I did pick up Musc Noir for her. It's a fruity rose. It's a little bit clean, a little sexy, a little musky. This would be a very good date night one. It also works really well in the warm weather because it does have that little bit of that woody freshness in there. This is not a lot like other fragrances in my collection. I definitely pick up the florals in there. They're fairly strong floral, but I've worn her. You can spray this one pretty good though. She's a bit on the watery side, like she's just not a powerhouse. One that I almost always wear on Valentine's, especially if I'm at work. Sweet Addict by Oakcha, which is a dupe of Love Don't Be Shy, which is to me the ultimate sweet candy yummy fragrance ever. It is fruity pebbles in a bottle. I mean, truly to me, that is what it smells like, a full bottle of fruity pebbles. I'm obsessed with this. I have found that this is the best dupe in my opinion. Like, I love the OG, but I'm not spending that price tag, but it is good, okay? It is real good. Another sweet fun one, Lattafa Fraise by Claire's. Got it for like 10 bucks. It was on sale. And this is another kind of fruity pebbles vibe. Not nearly as fruity as Oakcha. There's something milky, creamy, candy, marshmallowy. I believe there is like a ruby chocolate note in here, and I really do get that. There's a little bit of a fruitiness in there, but it is very creamy, sweet, like a chocolate bar. One that just, the bottle just says date night. It is Cacharel Yes I Am. I think there's tuberose in here. Don't quote me on that, but I get kind of like a grapey fruitiness. It is really good. I don't know why I don't reach for this one more. It is such a little bottle. I could probably go through this so quick if I tried, but it's yummy, it's fruity, and it is very flirty. This is the kind of fragrance that men are just drawn to. One that was just because, I was like, you know what, I never reach for this, and I'm feeling fruity and a little fresh, so I'm gonna reach for Fiery Goddess, which is Julianna's version of, is it Mango Kiss? Gotta Fire, yes, Gotta Fire, duh. Fiery Goddess, which I have smelled the OG, but it's been like a couple years, and I really don't remember her. I just wanted something with a mango note, so I decided to pick this up, and I never wear it. I love the mango vibe in there, but there is something in the muskiness in this that is the type of musk that I'm not drawn to. It is that same type of musk that I talked about earlier where it like hits you in the sinuses. It's like sharp, almost like metallic. We'll see how it wears on me. I honestly don't know if I've really worn this or if I have. It's been so long, I don't remember what it smells like on at all. And then I picked up Brazilian Crush 40 because I personally love the plum note with the plum note in Musc Noir. This is a much more ambery version where this is a more floral, kind of fresh vibe. This one is so good to me. I don't hear people talk about it more. I think this is a stellar one from the whole line. These go really nicely together. Brazilian Crush 68, I just had a hankering for it. It's very Baccarat-esque, juicy, yummy. Everybody's gonna love the way you smell, but you will smell like everybody when you're wearing this because there's always somebody wearing either Cloud, Baccarat, this, or Into the Stars everywhere I go. I was at church last weekend. We go to a pretty big church and someone walked by and I was like, someone in here is wearing Cloud or something like it. And I feel like that's like whether I go to the mall, I go visit my in-laws in a major metro, wherever we are. There's always somebody wearing something in that vein. That's what I picked up for February. Let me know what you are picking up and what are you gonna wear on Valentine's. I definitely would love to hear that. That is always a fun one. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you've had just a fantastic week and I hope next week is even better. If you guys need love, support, a prayer, please leave it down below. I am here for you. I just love this community we have built. So, all right, guys, that is all. And as always, please try to stay positive because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Mwah. Bye-bye.